What's up, AnimeBallZ fans? Ray here with another exciting episode of What's New Japan. The last one for what will be the summer season in Australia, which means it's the last one for the winter season in Japan. Anyway, enough of that. What is What's New Japan? Well, What's New Japan is the segment where I find out what anime is coming out in Japan right now, and I tell you about it in the hopes that you'll find it interesting enough to check it out when it finally comes to Australia, or America, or wherever you happen to be living. It's also the segment where Adam sometimes runs interference and talks about Sentai. But enough about that. Let's get started. The first anime on my list for you this week is an anime called Gundam Lulu Lolo. The story centers around the daily life of two twin bear sisters, the orange-colored Lulu and the yellow-colored Lolo. The two take on new jobs and, despite the occasional failure and tears, give their best efforts. So I'm guessing it's kind of a slice-of-life anime that's kind of made to look like a kiddie show, like real young kiddies. We're talking like bananas in pajamas, kids, and like old kid shows, I'm guessing that it's probably going to try and teach the kids of today about manners and being kind to others and all that stuff that we used to learn when we were kids. Anyway, if you're still a child at heart, or if you've got kids of your own, then definitely give this one a shot. At least check it out. If only to put your kids in front of it for like a couple of hours and go do something else. But if you're, like me, into something that's a bit more adult-orientated, then don't bother with this one. It doesn't look like it's going to be your cup of tea. Next up on my list for this week is an OVA that came out 2 months ago now, so at the end of last year, but I completely and utterly missed it somehow, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to talk about it. And that is the final episode of the Hellsing Ultimate series. Now, for those of you who don't know, Hellsing is a secret organisation of the British government that has long been battling supernatural threats to keep the people safe from creatures of the night. The current leader, Sir Integra Wingate's Hellsing, controls her own personal army to eliminate the undead beings, but even her highly trained soldiers pale in comparison to her most trusted vampire exterminator, a man named Alucard, who was actually a powerful vampire. Now, there was a series released quite a long time ago. I think it was about 10 years now or so. Critter will probably correct me if I'm wrong. And that was a pretty decent series. The problem with it was that it didn't actually follow the original story of the manga, which was ongoing when they made the series, I believe. I can't remember. So what they did was they released an OVA series which was titled Hellsing Ultimate, and they released like 2 every year or so. And now they've finally reached the last episode of the OVA. So we're not going to see much more of Hellsing out there, but it's still a great series. I highly recommend that you definitely check it out. Finally for this week is an anime movie that I've found that's named Inazuma 11 Go versus Danball Senki W. It's the third movie of the Inazuma 11 series and the first one for the Danball Senki series. And again, it was shown back last year, but I missed it, and it actually looks pretty good. Now, the first thing you have to know about this movie is that it's set in a parallel world to the rest of the series, but to give a basic background of the original series, Inazuma 11 was an anime based on a Nintendo DS game and a manga, and it was pretty much just focused around a character named Mamaru. Endo Mamaru. Sorry, I can't really read today. And he's a cheerful goalkeeper in Raimon with 6 other players in the team. And some stuff happens, and their soccer club looks like it's going to be disbanded unless they beat the best team in Japan. And yeah, we all know how this series is going to go down. But it seems that now the creators of Inazuma 11 Go and the creators of Danball Senki W have kind of merged the two series together to come up with what looks like the biggest soccer death match that the world has ever seen. And it also looks like, and I might be going out on a limb and putting my foot in my mouth here, but it looks like they've got sort of like Dragon Ball Z sort of key attack. So, hey, it looks like it's going to be a pretty damn awesome series. I definitely recommend this one to you guys. So at the end of another week of What's New Japan, I've told you about a series that revolves around two twin bear sisters that looks like it's marketed to very young children. I've told you about the last episode of the Hellsing Ultimate OVA series, and I've told you about a movie titled Azuma 11 Go vs. Danball Senki W, which is about people with superpowers playing soccer, as far as I can tell. Definitely check one or more of those out. I know I'll definitely be checking out at least one of them. I'm Ray. This has been another episode of What's New Japan. Catch you on the flip side.